Have you ever broken rules? Like, have you ever broken any rules that you somehow lived in, or rules like with friends or school or corporate? I know this is like a very interesting topic, and it's probably going to piss a lot of people off, but I am for breaking rules. Yes, I said that. I am for breaking rules, and the reason why is I'm going to explain it to you. And don't forget to click on the link below to sign up for my free hypnosis download on letting go of negativity. Click below on the link. Beautiful souls, Mirv here, and I help you live a healthier, happier life with hypnosis. Why it's healthy sometimes to break rules, as long as you're kind, as long as you're true to yourself, as long as you're really not hurting anybody. I personally lived in a very structured rules and regulations household. Most of my programming from like the age of 0 to 10, a lot of rules, a lot of don't do this, do that, a lot of conditional love, a lot of like, if you do this, then I'll love you more. And if you do this, then you're going to go to school. If you do this, then you're going to get here. So I lived most of my life being kind of like a perfectionist and an overachiever due to obviously my background. And if you have been following me by now, you should know a little bit more about me. And so as I became an adult, and I'm like, what is going on? Something is wrong. And when you come across people that are just breaking the rules all the time, and they're actually doing very well in life for themselves, again, without hurting anybody, and while being kind. Have you ever come across those people? I'm sure you have. I have as well. And then it got me thinking, I'm like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? I'm following the law, I'm following the rules, I'm following the way I'm supposed to do things based on how my upbringing is. So what is it that I'm doing wrong? Why aren't I making money? Why aren't I successful at work? Why aren't I losing weight? Why aren't I happy at the end of the day? What is it that I'm doing wrong? And then it took me some time to understand that part of my life, is that maybe I am focusing too much on perfection and wanting to make it right. And do you ever like, obviously, I'm sure you have, you drive down the street and the light is becoming, yellow and then red, and you just like, vroom, you speed up. So yeah, that's like kind of breaking the rules, right? And a lot of us, get away with it. And some of us, if we were the lucky people, we get stopped by a cop and we get ticketed for doing so. So, and then I've met other people that don't really care about those tickets. They're like, oh yeah, it's just a ticket. I don't care. That's not gonna stop me from doing it again. But then someone like me, if God forbid I tried to speed up and a cop stops me and gives me that ticket, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. I get a little traumatized. I'm like, oh my God, I'm never gonna do that again. And if I have peer pressure from friends in the car, Mirv, speed up. It's okay, we can make the light. I'm like, no, right? So that's me. That was me, actually. That was me. That other person. So until I became obviously an adult, and then my whole life was just so different. And I'm just like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Am I wrong for following the rules and regulations? Or is it that everybody else is wrong for breaking the rules? So I had to kind of like maneuver a little bit about it and try to test the waters with breaking some rules about myself, like staying out late or up when the light is becoming yellow, without, again, getting in an accident or being very, very safe with this. And obviously it takes a skill to get there, because, you have to be driving for a while to do that. But the whole point is like, I was like, you know what? Let me go that route with breaking some rules. Like if someone told me to do a task and I'm like, okay, sure, let me do it because I'm supposed to do it, because if I don't do it, they're going to be mad. Opposed to being like, no, I'm not going to do the task because I don't have time. I would rather you schedule a time with me to do that task, or I would rather postpone this to do it like at a later date and time. So opposed to like listening to them. So to me, that's breaking the rule, right? Because I'm used to following the rules. Or have you ever given, like, you're at work and the first thing they say is read the instructions to something, and the instructions kind of tell you what the task is about to be. And are you the type to kind of like skip over the instructions and go through the task without reading the instructions and then being like, oh wait, I don't think I did it right. What happened here? That's because obviously you didn't listen, you didn't follow the rules, you didn't listen to the instructions, right? The point of this is it's okay to break some rules in your life, because when you break rules, when you get uncomfortable, when you stop doing the same stuff that you're doing and it's really not getting you anywhere, when you break the rules kindly and while you're not hurting anybody and while you're just learning from breaking those rules, you're only gonna grow. You're only gonna come out of your comfort zone. And trust me, when we do break rules, we do make mistakes. We make mistakes on a daily basis, let alone breaking some rules, right? So we break the rules, we make mistakes. Don't be traumatized and go back to, no, I've done it, I've tried, it's not working. No, try a different route. Try another route. Like for example, if you keep going to the same toxic relationship partner, you're just following that pattern that you're used to because you don't want to break the rules by breaking up with that person because they're not good for you, right? So you keep going back, you keep pleasing, you keep giving back, and you forget yourself. So break the rules. Break that rule and say no, I'm not interested. Say no and say yes to yourself, and say no to that toxic relationship. And break your own rule for following that pattern. You keep following that pattern, right? So say yes to self and break that law or that rule and do something different for yourself, because you're only gonna grow and you're only gonna get bigger and wiser, and you're only gonna learn more about yourself. So I'm a firm believer on breaking rules. Again, as long as you don't, get hurt or you don't hurt anybody and you stay kind and you don't get in any car accidents, please don't do that. And let me know if this is something that's that you go through, if you've ever broken any rules, and share your thoughts down there. Share your thoughts. Thank you all for listening. I hope this was short and sweet for you to go and break a rule or break a law in your world. And I'm not talking about breaking any laws out there in your state, country, wherever you live. I'm talking about breaking your own rule, because you will only grow and you will only get to your next step. So let me know what you think. Please subscribe up there and share and like this episode so I can go ahead and impact more people with this. Mwah! Love you all.